Hash 10 Best Star Trek. The original series episodes rank. Though Star Trek, the original series TOS only ran for 3 seasons between 1966 and 1969. It laid the foundation for one of the most expansive and beloved science fiction franchises in pop culture history. The series introduced the world to Captain Kirk, Mr. Spock, Dr. McCoy, and the crew of the USS Enterprise as they ventured across the stars exploring strange new worlds, facing moral dilemmas, and grappling with timeless philosophical questions. With 79 episodes plus the unaired pilot, The Cage, the series had its ups and downs, but its best entries remain not only sci-fi landmarks but essential television. Here are the 10 greatest Star Trek, the original series episodes, ranked for their cultural impact, storytelling, performances, and timeless appeal. 10. The Enemy Within Season 1, Episode 5. What happens when Captain Kirk is split into two beings, one entirely good, the other purely evil? The Enemy Within uses this high-concept sci-fi premise to explore the duality of human nature and leadership. William Shatner gives one of his most nuanced performances here, portraying the internal struggle of a man wrestling with both compassion and aggression. The episode is equal parts chilling and philosophical, demonstrating early on that Star Trek was willing to probe psychological territory rarely seen in 1960s television. 9. The Doomsday Machine, Season 2, Episode 6. A massive, planet-eating machine roams the galaxy, and only the Enterprise stands in its way. The Doomsday Machine is a masterclass in tension and action, boasting one of the series' most thrilling space battles. William Wyndham guest stars as Commodore Decker, whose PTSD-induced recklessness brings an emotional layer to the spectacle. With a haunting musical score and high-stakes storytelling, this episode is a blueprint for future Trek epics involving superweapons and moral quandaries. 8. Mirror, Mirror, Season 2, Episode 4. Few Star Trek episodes have had as wide an influence as Mirror, Mirror, which introduces the Mirror Universe, a twisted reality where the Federation is a brutal empire. With Spock sporting a goatee and the crew embracing treachery, the episode is a thrilling exploration of what our heroes might become under different circumstances. It's fun, it's dangerous, and it spawned decades of alternate universe stories in later Star Trek series. More than just a gimmick, it's a compelling study in character identity and the moral cost of power. 7. The Corbomite Maneuver, Season 1, Episode 10. Star Trek was at its best when it used its sci-fi setting to challenge ideas of fear and misunderstanding. The Corbomite Maneuver exemplifies this by setting up a tense standoff between the Enterprise and a seemingly all-powerful alien ship. The twist that the fearsome alien is actually a childlike being testing humanity remains one of the series' most memorable reveals. This episode captures Gene Roddenberry's hopeful vision that intelligence, diplomacy, and empathy are greater tools than weapons. 6. Space Seed, Season 1, Episode 22. Introducing Khan Noonien Singh, Space Seed is not only a riveting episode in its own right, but also the foundation for Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, one of the greatest sci-fi films of all time. Ricardo Montalban's performance as the genetically engineered Superman is charismatic and menacing, and his battle of wills with Kirk sets the stage for one of the franchise's most iconic rivalries. It's a cautionary tale about eugenics, ambition, and the dangers of unchecked power, timeless themes still relevant today. 5. Amok Time, Season 2, Episode 1. We travel to Vulcan for the first time in Amok Time, and in doing so, get one of the most enduring images in Star Trek history, Spock and Kirk locked in a gladiatorial duel to the death. This episode doesn't just deliver action, it gives depth to Spock's character by exploring the biological imperative of Pon farr and the pressures of his Vulcan heritage. The famous fight music composed by Gerald Fried became instantly iconic, but it's the emotional weight of Spock's inner struggle that makes this a top-tier episode. 4. The Naked Time, Season 1, Episode 4. A strange virus causes the crew of the Enterprise to lose their inhibitions, leading to chaos and surprising vulnerability. The Naked Time strips back the layers of the main characters, showing sides of them we rarely see. Sulu becomes a swashbuckler, Spock nearly breaks down in tears over his repressed humanity, and Kirk confronts the loneliness of command. It's a bottle episode that turns introspective, allowing the cast to shine while providing early insight into the emotional costs of space exploration. 3. City on the Edge of Forever Season 1, Episode 28. Often hailed as the greatest Star Trek episode of all time, City on the Edge of Forever is a tragic time travel love story written by the legendary Harlan Ellison with substantial rewrites. Kirk, Spock, and McCoy are flung into 1930s America where Kirk falls in love with Edith Keeler Joan Collins, a visionary woman whose death is necessary to preserve the future. The heartbreaking decision Kirk must make showcases Star Trek's maturity as a drama. It's beautiful, tragic, and philosophical, everything the show aspired to be. 2. Balance of Terror Season 1, Episode 14. This is Star Trek's take on a submarine thriller, as the Enterprise faces off against a Romulan ship with cloaking technology. The tense battle of strategy between Kirk and the Romulan commander played by Mark Leonard is as compelling as any naval war film. Balance of Terror also introduces the Romulans and explores the nature of war, prejudice, and mutual respect between enemies. The episode is grounded in real-world Cold War tensions but elevated by strong writing and moral nuance. 1. The Trouble with Tribbles, Season 2, Episode 15. No episode better represents the heart, humor, and enduring charm of the original series than The Trouble with Tribbles. The crew's encounter with adorable, rapidly multiplying alien furballs turns into one of the most delightful episodes in the franchise. While comedic in tone, the episode also features clever commentary on bureaucracy, food safety, and political tension between the Federation and the Klingons. William Shatner's comedic timing, the perfect setup for gags, and the sheer chaos of tribbles everywhere make this the most rewatchable and quintessential TOS episode. Honorable mentions. Journey to Babel, a diplomatic mission that introduces Spock's parents and explores family loyalty and cultural tension. The Menagerie Parts 1 and 2, a two-part episode reusing footage from The Cage, giving fans insight into Captain Pike's early command. A Piece of the Action, a fun, gangster-themed romp that showcases Star Trek's flexibility in blending genres. All Our Yesterdays, a deeply emotional time travel story involving Spock's regression to his ancient Vulcan past. Conclusion. Why these episodes still matter. What makes these episodes stand the test of time isn't just their sci-fi concepts, but the humanity at their core. Whether it's Kirk wrestling with duty and love, Spock navigating his dual identity, or McCoy acting as the moral conscience of the crew, Star Trek, the original series excels when it explores what it means to be human, often by looking to the stars. The best episodes of TOS aren't relics of 1960s television, they're enduring philosophical dramas disguised as adventure of the week sci-fi. They